Hey everyone, it's Smitha. Today I'm really excited because I'm going to be talking about a subject that I've wanted to film for quite a while, and that's everyday affordable nude lipsticks that will flatter a brown skin tone. And actually, a lot of the lipsticks that I'm talking about are not new. They've been classics for decades, and some of these lipsticks I really do think are going to flatter quite a wide range of skin tones. They're cult classics, so let's go ahead and get into it. And if you have any other lipsticks that you would recommend, I would love to hear them down in the comments because I would love to do a part 2, part 3 of this type of video. I just feel like it could be such an important resource for other people, and it's a topic I feel passionately about. Also, for reference, I have a medium deep skin tone, so if that's helpful, I'm going to put a couple of my foundation shades in the description box. I also want to shout out another creator, Monica Ravichandran, who has done a lot of content on this subject, mostly in short form, but she's also done some long form content. So I'm going to link a video of hers in the description as well. And yes, I've got a bright and bold eye look on because I was filming a tutorial right before this. Starting off with the shade Toast of New York from Revlon. And I believe that this shade has been around since the 80s. It has a satin formula. It feels very comfortable on the lips. I have been able to wear this for hours without a complete fade, but it feels honestly like you're wearing a lip balm. Very, very comfortable. And I like to think of this as being a sort of wearable kind of red-brown. It's kind of like a terracotta, but it definitely has a hint of red. So for me, as someone who's intimidated of reds, I feel like this is a great option. Let's go ahead and try it on. So that is after one layer, and I feel like this lipstick really does work all on its own, even without a lip liner. And something I like about this shade is that you can wear it pretty sheerly, or you can build it up for a higher kind of color payoff and intensity. If I was looking for a warm nude that isn't too bright, I feel like this is a great option. Okay, the next shade I have is from L'Oreal, and this is actually a brown frost. And I learned about this from Monica because drugstore frosts are having a bit of a moment right now. Shout out to Erin Parsons because she truly is like the guru when it comes to frost lipsticks. And the shade Ballerina Shoes, I believe, is the one that's been going viral. And, you know, the problem with light frosts on a medium to deeper skin tone is that you can make them work, but they can also look kind of ashy. So I think that this is a good alternative. Of course, you can wear frost like that with a deeper liner, but I think that with a shade like this, it's gonna look nice just all on its own on brown skin. So let's go ahead and give it a go. Okay, here is what it looks like fully applied. This is really pretty all on its own. I would not need to pair this with a liner. I would describe this as a kind of mid to deeper tone brown with a reddish copper pearl. And it feels super hydrating and comfortable, and you can't feel any grittiness whatsoever. All right, and the next shade that I have is Rum Raisin. I feel like I couldn't make this video and not include this shade. It's iconic. It's still iconic to this day. And from what I have seen, this was very popular in the 90s. And it's described as a kind of mauve-toned brown shade. Now, looking at it in the bullet, I'm not sure if I'm going to need a lip liner with this one or not. So let's go ahead and give it a go. I actually feel like this looks nice all on its own. Here is what it looks like fully applied. I do feel like this shade could look nice with a liner, so I am going to try it both ways just for reference. This is the NYX lip liner in the shade Rebel Kind, which was another drugstore recommendation from Monica. I would describe this as a kind of rich, cool toned brown liner. it definitely gave me some good kind of definition and depth. And now I'm going to go ahead and go in again with Rum Raisin. Yeah, I think I actually do prefer this one with a lip liner on me. It just gives it a little bit more pop and definition. Okay, the next shade that I want to talk about is actually a tinted lip balm. And this is the Revlon Super Lustrous formula. And the lore behind these is that they were viral and then they were discontinued and then they were recently brought back. And this is the shade Sparkling Honey. I would describe this as a kind of mid-toned brown, so hopefully it's going to be a perfect everyday nude shade. These are pretty sheer, but I feel like you could build it up for a little bit more opacity. And here is what Sparkling Honey looks like fully applied. I actually don't think that this has any kind of sparkle reflect in it. No, I think this is just like a sheer brown tinted lip balm. I would say it gives my lips a subtle hint of color, but I did expect that it would be slightly more pigmented. Okay, next we're going to talk about a couple of new shades from Maybelline. This is a new formula. These are their serum lipsticks, and I have one matte and one satin. The satin I have is called Out Till 4. I would describe this as a mid-toned brown that has a hint of mauve. I am pretty hopeful about this shade. And I would say that this shade is ever so slightly cool toned. I do think it looks nice all on its own, but you could also pair a lip liner with this one. So again, this is the serum lipstick in the satin formula in the shade Out Till 4. And next we have one of the new lipsticks, but this is in the matte formula and it's called Avenue A. And I would describe this as a rich, cool toned brown. Here is what the shade Avenue A looks like fully applied. I gotta say that this tone of brown lipstick is totally a comfort zone shade for me. And it doesn't feel drying, which is super important to me when it comes to matte lipsticks. I feel like this formula feels very comfortable. It doesn't feel drying whatsoever. If anything, it has almost like a velvety feel on the lips. Okay, the next shade that I have is from Wet n Wild, and this is another classic. This is called Mochalicious. I would describe this shade as a rich brown that has a hint of mauve. And something that's really nice about the lipsticks from Wet n Wild is that these are super affordable. These are under $5. They have so many sparkly products that I love, but I'm not as familiar with their lipsticks, but I have read that this is a favorite for so many people, and I think it's gonna look good without a liner. All right, here is what it looks like fully applied. I think that this is a beautiful nude shade if you have a medium to deeper skin tone, and I would not need to pair this with a liner. It definitely looks and feels more matte, but it doesn't feel drying, so I'd be interested to see how this one wears. But I think this is a beautiful shade, honestly one of my favorites so far that I've tried on. Okay, the next shade we have is from CoverGirl, and this is called Romance Mauve. I believe that this is a satin formula. These came out, I want to say about a year ago, and they have this new packaging. I really do appreciate that you can see the shade before that you open the tube. Now I can tell right away this is going to be light on me, so I went ahead and lined my lips with the NYX lip liner that I used before, and just gonna pop this on. Now, I think this is a pretty shade, but I'm not sure it's my favorite. It's a little bit light for my liking, but I do think it looks better with a deep liner. All right, the next shade we have is called Crazy for Coffee. I believe that this is a cream lipstick, and this is from Maybelline, shade number 275. I believe that this was a cult classic from the 90s as well. It is described as being kind of like a red-brown. So let's go ahead and apply it by itself. I am curious if this is going to look better with a lip liner. This is a really pretty shade. I'm not sure I would describe it as a red brown. I feel like it's more of a pinky brown, at least on me. But I am, just for curiosity, going to add a little bit more lip liner just to see if I like it more with the lip liner. Okay, here's what it looks like applied with a bit more lip liner. I do think I prefer it with a heavier liner, but let me know what you think in the comments. Okay, the next shade I have is from Revlon, and this is the shade Ice Mocha. This is another brown frost, so it's another frost I think is probably going to work for medium to deeper skin tones. I don't know, I think I might prefer this one to bronzing, maybe because it's slightly more cool toned. Okay, next I have another shade from Wet n Wild. This is called Cinnamon Spice, and honestly, in the tube, this looks more like it's going to be kind of a red tone, maybe a hint of brown, but we'll see. I'm not sure this one is going to look so nude on me. Okay, here is what it looks like fully applied. I'm not sure I can get away with calling this a nude, but this is a beautiful shade, a wearable red for me, because I am definitely someone who is intimidated of bright red shades. Okay, last but not least, I have another cult classic from the 90s, and this is a cream lipstick from Revlon called Vampire Love. And this is not a nude, but I heard about this and read about this lipstick so many times, and I had to try it. I think that this is going to be another kind of wearable red, maybe a little bit brighter than the Wet n Wild one that I just tried on, but let's give it a go. And this one is a lot creamier than the Wet n Wild because that was a matte lipstick. Okay, I can definitely tell why this one was so popular. This is a beautiful wearable tone of red, and it has a good amount of depth, but it's not too bright. It has like some burgundy to it as well. And it feels super comfortable on the lips, but not slippy in any kind of way. Just very moisturizing and comfortable. All right, I know we did something a little bit different today, but this was a lot of fun. There's just something that's comforting also about trying on shades that were cult classics and that we can still get from decades ago. Now that we've had a chance to try on over 10 shades, I would love to hear in the comments what you think about these picks. What is your favorite shade? And if you are someone who knows about some good, wearable, affordable, day-to-day lipsticks that are flattering on brown skin tone, definitely let us know in the comments because I would love to do another video like this in the future. As always, I really hope you found this video helpful. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.